Morning and welcome. My name's Catherine Lewis and I'm one of the tutors from OET Online. So thank you for joining the speaking lecture this week. So I'm looking forward to all of your questions and comments and getting to know you a bit better today in the live class. Today we're going to focus on structure in the role plays. How is the structure going in your role plays? So as I said, I'm going to be focusing on providing structure. So this is the third of the 5 clinical communication criteria. So a little bit more about that 3-minute role play preparation time. We have talked in recent weeks, so I won't cover this specifically now, but think about maybe practice how you would open a role play where it's a home visit compared with if you're working in the emergency department of a hospital, which is going to be the more relaxed setting or calmer. So think about the emergency department environment and how the patient might be feeling compared with at their home. That sort of affects the way we speak, doesn't it? Plan your opening sentence in your 3-minute preparation time. For example, introduce yourself, use the patient's name, use a very open general question to ask how they are. And you can even write this on the roll card so you get off to a good confident start. Just to help settle you, something to think about in the 3-minute preparation time. How are you going to start? Look for something to translate. There's normally at least one technical word on your roll card. Think about how you can put that into everyday or layperson's English. Simple words, not medical textbook words. And think about the overall theme. Is it a Breaking Bad news role play? Is it an information giving and explaining role play? Or is it a diagnosing, finding out information, diagnosing and giving treatment kind of role play? Is it a reassurance role play? So it will be predominantly or mainly have this overall theme or idea. See if you can find what that is in your 3 minutes preparation time. So sometimes students say, I can't read it all. It's a lot to take in 3 minutes. Other students say, oh, I read it, then what should I do? Well, this is what you should do regardless of whether you read it quickly or if it takes you a longer time to read it all. Do these steps as you're reading through. And as we mentioned before, if there's a word you don't understand, a phrase you don't understand on the roll card, ask the interlocutor. It's their job to explain that to you. If it's a medical technical term, they probably won't be able to explain that, but this is not an assessment of your medical technical knowledge. So to the best of your ability, interpret what you think those words mean. But in terms of all of the rest of the English words on that roll card, the interlocutor should be able to help you out. So signposting, what is it? Well, let's take a look at this page. I want to start with the right-hand side of the page first. So when we signpost, we're making the topic change really clear and obvious. So this is how we provide more structure in the role plays. It actually helps you organize your thoughts. It helps you organize your role play. And that will then help the patient follow the conversation. So we can apply this technique. It doesn't always work for every role card, but you can think about how you could split the whole role play into 2 parts. Sometimes, for example, it's about finding out what's been happening from the past until now with symptoms. So we're gathering information, and then we might give some treatment or some advice after that. So we could split the role play into two halves, if you like. So how do we do that? What kind of language do we need to use here? Well, here we go. Let's take a look here. So it could be something like this that you say. So we finished talking about your symptoms. I'd like to talk about the treatment. Is that okay? A patient then might say, no, it's not. I just need to ask you one more thing. So it's always important to use that check-in question there. So what word could we put here? There's a gap here. So we finished talking about your symptoms. That's the previous topic. I'd like to talk about the treatment. What's a word that would fit in that gap there? There's a word missing. Kauthar? Yeah, could be now. Yep, that would work. Anything else? Could be next. So, yep, we could use now or next. So we're splitting the timing. Okay, we have finished present perfect. We've finished, we're using contractions. We've finished talking about the symptoms. Next, I'd like to move on and talk about the treatment. Is that okay? Now we're asking that check-in question because they might have more to tell us. We need to allow for that. Manuel, certainly. Moving on, I'd like to talk about the next topic. Thank you. Now, another way we could say it is simply, do you have any questions or anything else to tell me? We move on. So now I'm looking for a word that goes here. What could we use there? Do you have any questions or anything else you'd like to tell me? Kayan, Kauthar, that's it, before we move on. So that's signposting. So it's providing structure. It kills two birds with one stone, to use an idiom. It provides structure to let the other person follow the conversation, but it also allows us to incorporate more of the patient's perspective. So we're satisfying two of the clinical communication criteria at once, I think. Do you have anything to tell me before we move on? It's almost like we're doing all of this at once. So it's a very concise, efficient question to ask. All right, take note of that question. Either of these, but whichever, you might need both because you might need to demonstrate two different ways to do this in your over the course of two role plays. Okay, all right. Any questions or comments so far? Because we're going to move on to the next slide. So that was signposting. Right, we are out of time. We got through quite a bit today. So if you need to take another look, I'll be putting the recording of this up on the website. So that was a great start, and we worked through 3 tasks in about 3 minutes quite well. Please join me at the same time next week. Have a fantastic week. Stay safe and well, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.